Hello, my name is Luby, and welcome to the first episode of the Emmy route. As you can see, her little icon for Act 2 shows up right here. Alright, let's keep going. Wait. This one. Wait, why do I have this as a different save? I don't know. Let's just go in here. Ahem. The morning sunlight streaming through my window wakes me up instead of my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly deigned to give me weekends off from our morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday, or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan and protest as I lever myself out of bed. All this running has really taken it out on me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It has gone a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start wearing my nerves, but thus far I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. I suppose there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's harder to stop a routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes, and I'd feel terrible of myself. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today?
Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are. Right?
Those puppy dog eyes again. Of course I'm going. I owe you, right?
Exactly, so don't forget, okay?
Again, still haven't really nailed down the Emmy voice yet. It'll get there, I swear. Crap, Emmy's track meet. I'd better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she's the only reason I'm ever considering going. Otherwise, I would defeat the whole purpose of going. And so I soon find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people, all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that there can be two schools with a bunch of defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which in most cases would be a bad thing, but in this case it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn there's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. And that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I've got a chance of being alive through college, but there it is. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musings by the appearance of Rin near the entrance to the bleachers. You came. Of course, I said I would, didn't I? That doesn't necessarily imply that you have to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't. Rin shrugs, seemingly bored with their conversation. She turns on her heel and heads back towards the sands. I owe Emmy money now. Why's that? I didn't think you'd show up. Emmy did. So I owe her 500 yen. You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from my armless companion. I don't think so. We enter the bleachers and Rin nods upwards. Up there. I came out to see if you'd come. For the bet, I presume. Rin leads the way, and soon we've settled down on an almost empty bench. Who? Who is this? That's a new character. Oh my god. There's an older woman sitting next to Rin. Someone's mother, I assume. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar-seeming grin. Ahem, I need to put on my most mature, motherly voice. Ahem! Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Huh? A snack? I wondered why I was down there. The woman laughs, again in a way that seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out with one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Michael Ibarazaki, Emmy's mother. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, and better endowed Emmy. Apart from her hair being a darker shade than Emmy's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hisao Nakai. I'm going to be dating your daughter. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Mrs. Ibarazaki. That's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? Another laugh from Emmy's mother. Oh, I take it you've not known Rin for that long, then. It's best not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume. Rin nods, seemingly pleased by this assessment.
She's right. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, it's really up to us to make introductions and the like.
For lack of any better response, I nod. Mrs. Abarizaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. No, sorry, you got that wrong.
So, how long have you and Rin been dating?
You're wrong. I'm actually going to be dating your daughter. We haven't dated yet, but it's going to happen. Trust me. My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again.
You're a blusher, aren't you?
I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in the situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. Maybe.
So this must be a new romance then, mustn't it?
Wait, that's not the question that... Another laugh.
I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry, forgive an old woman her amusements.
Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emmy gets her youthful features from her mother. I suppose I can let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. I direct my attention to the track, where they're preparing for the first sprint. It looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling, with an almost cocky look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts come to naught, though, since a final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at almost a half-second behind. Mrs. Abarizaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly, and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, looking pleased with herself. I cheer right along with the rest of them. Good job, Emmy! The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives results. I think she's gone faster since the last time. That was incredible. Mrs. Abarizaki grins proudly.
Emmy's a heck of a runner.
We fall silent as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emmy's mother nods.
Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it.
From the look of things, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'd never know. Oh, which event is this?
It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay.
I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and once again, Emmy flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Rin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy's mother cheers again, and I assume the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot. Your foot was bouncing in the bleachers.
Oh.
You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. Rin looks at me quizzically.
Why wouldn't I be?
No reason, I just thought stuff like sports would interest you.
I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting. But I'm watching Emmy, the sport.
I don't follow. How do you not follow? She's cheering on her friend.
Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmyest very often. But here you can see. But here you can, see?
She directs my attention toward the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets into the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's acting like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and what could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she'd been unleashed from a cage, like she was almost moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter's pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin, the conquering general returning to his farm. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast.
Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side.
At the mention of Emmy's father, Mrs. Barizaki looks wistful, almost sad.
He got her into running, you know.
Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father, but after that look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask. Hisao, this, bad idea, because, they haven't said it, but, I feel I can make a pretty good guess as to what happened. Uh, where is her father now, if I might ask? Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude.
He isn't around anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier.
That's not surprising, considering.
Hmm?
They were very close.
I see. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Mrs. Barizaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it.
Honestly, text messages. What is he, 16?
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I've got to go meet up with a friend of mine. Will you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight?
Of course. I'll admit that I zone out for a while. I almost don't notice that the relay is about to begin. But when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay.
She runs Anchor, so she won't be running for a while yet.
Ah. Did you see it? Huh?
Emmy at her Emmyest.
Maybe.
Maybe this time.
The race begins, and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmyest, I suppose. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's a definite stumble. Rin inhales sharply and actually looks concerned for a second.
Emmy.
Did she hurt herself, do you think?
You noticed it too.
It must be bad. She frowns as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome. She shrugs again.
Well, let's go down.
Gotta crown the victor.
See if you can find a laurel branch.
That's not gonna be easy. Rin shrugs.
At least we tried.
Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all, but hey, whatever. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Oh, yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Then again, I'm not sure that Rin would do such a thing even if she had arms. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me, us.
Hey, you showed up! Guess Rin owes me money, huh?
We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but Hisao didn't find one. Hey, neither did you.
It wasn't my job to look.
When did we assign jobs?
When I said see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up.
I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Rin and me.
It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow.
Sure.
Good, so how'd I look?
I stop myself from pointing out beautiful or amazing and set off with a substantially safer, very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with the assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her lack of legs. I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her efforts somehow.
Great to hear. I was worried I looked a little slow in the relay, but I guess I did fine, huh?
Actually, I noticed Rin kicks me and keeps me from finishing my sentence.
What's that all about?
He noticed it. At the end.
That's no good. Guess the nurse will look at it for me. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later.
Oh! What was that? There's a carelessness in her voice as if it isn't a big deal, but I suddenly notice a slight twitch on her face. Yeah, I saw it too, man. Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I notice her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concern because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder.
Hey, you look a little worried. Fine, really. Just sore from the running, that is. Come on, a little pain isn't gonna stop me.
No? Emmy grins, and for a moment she looks like she did during her sprint. Fierce and unconquerable. Or to put it another way, really beautiful. Hasn't yet. Well then, I guess I shouldn't worry, huh?
Damn right! I'm Emi Barazaki, fastest thing on no legs. I don't stop for anything.
Impressive. Emmy giggles and then seems to remember something.
Oh, before I forget, Ren and I are gonna do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since track meet was on Sunday, I've got homework and class and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course. Right, of course. Oh, right, your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. Used to be my dad who showed up to my meets, but Mom's done a pretty good job of taking over. She shivers slightly, and I realize that she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow, too. I'm not cold at all, and I've got my jacket with me, so without a word, I throw it around her shoulders. Hisao, you dog! Emmy jumps slightly and then grins at me. Hey, thanks! It's getting a little cold, I guess. Yeah, it looked like it. Just as I begin to wonder whether or not giving Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way, a boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey, Emmy! You're gonna miss the medal ceremony! Oh, yeah, thanks! She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you get cracking your homework now if you want to be up late, Hisao. Morning run tomorrow, don't forget! How could I? Good point! I mean, it's spending time with me, after all. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as a medal these days. Rin and I head away from the track, Rin remaining deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up. You're probably not getting that coat back, I think. I'm sure I'll get it back eventually. Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Very Emmy-ish. With this odd statement, she turns and heads to the building. Honestly, was it that big a deal? Kinda, yeah. Also, I agree with her. You're never seeing that jacket again. Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of these problems seems like an obvious reaction. Though I guess there is a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Rin has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd, I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing. Okay, this is good. I'm liking this. I'm just taking this time to sip a bit of water. Ah, it's religion. It's a religion I follow. Every single time I record a Katawa Shoujo video, I gotta have a bottle of water with me at all times. Oh god, what voice did I give this guy? I forgot. Oh god. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. Shake it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days. I knew I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. Good for you, Hisao! But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel I need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seems concerned anyway. I'm not sure if she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. I guess that's the theme with this. I guess that's something that might happen in all routes. Hisao just doesn't want to worry the partner here. Like, that was a big thing in Lily's route, where Hisao really didn't want to worry her or make her concerned. I guess it follows up here. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. Hisao, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. If I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now, where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Ah! She's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes again, and it's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I'd prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Isao. In a situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you're starting to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, huh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was, Isao. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her a jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'd honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't gotten it back. The nurse gets a smile that makes you feel like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. I know she appreciates your running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentions that it's easier to keep it to a schedule with an extra person, but I don't think that was doing a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's gonna push herself more. She tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? You'd love to know, wouldn't you? He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. No, seriously. That's because you're a friend. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot, but she and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She seems pretty talkative. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. Take your damn medicine! I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Whoops, sorry about that. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. I gotta calm her down, but how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's the scent of activity. And a hint of strawberries. From her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it, it's not your fault. You sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed to my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head. Thank goodness. Really had me worried there, Sal. Emmy, you gonna be coming in here anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. I'll, see you later, okay? Oh, and, Hisao? Take your damn medicine! The last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again like he's in on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head to my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts swing through my head now are any indication. She was really soft. Oh, his sound. The pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. The
That was adorable! That was cute as hell! Oh god. That's definitely in the top 10 cutest moments in this game. That's where that goes. Strange that it feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing in my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought that I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling that they'd at least visit me if I wound up at the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing, and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue, with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. He's going to sleep! Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking, to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Huh? What? Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently. Oh, you're awake! Guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with emotion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. Here's the thing is how Rin is shipping the both of you. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes, while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things? I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow. What are you gonna put down? That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. Very Emmy-ish. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college. That or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do ya? She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish. High and giggly like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins. That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate. I'm momentarily stunned, then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended. Well, I cut the legs for it already, so I just kind of figure. Even Rin seems amused by this. Oh, look at that smiling Rin sprite. Just you wait, I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop, shouting orders. Yar, me hearties, give me a broadside with the long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters.
Do you know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks. Not really. But it's all in the delivery. The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating the point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there, something wrong? Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why the staring then? Rin shakes her head again. Nope, I, don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring! Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just, distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Okay, immediately moving on to Misha voice, I guess. Okay. It's been a while. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing in any minute. Up on the roof again, Hee-chan? I'm sorry, Misha. You know it's dangerous, don't you? ... That's right! Oh, that's not my voice! That's Hold on, let me get a bit more water in me. Maybe that'll fix it. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know? Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules! Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially. But we won't, Hee-chan! You two are cute together! She straigens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan! Hey, come on, I'm still new here. Sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope! It's to help you get acclimated. It's to help you get acclimated to new surroundings. I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. That aside, Hee-chan, we're looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise, or here in class, bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or, she tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am. So what do you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me into the dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something? Like, what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan! Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean, you two seem to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true, but it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. Aww. I see the beginning of a little something happening there, you know? After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. It's Kenji! Before I can open my door, however, I am suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey! We need to talk! Those rooftop shenanigans of yours, man! They've gotta stop! What? You're running around the rooftop with the limbless wonders! They're women, man! You get yourself killed running around like that! I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses, for what could be understood in an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. If I were gonna kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. Okay. Yeah, sure, man. And I've thought of it. You can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good! I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I've just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen.
You know, what'll make him go away? 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind. Yeah, Kenji, I absolutely hate Kenji, but at the same time, I absolutely love him. He's so entertaining. Also, quick question. This wouldn't happen to be Iwanako's letter, would it? Hmm? As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. Ah, this must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she stood under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. Alright. Here's, I'm assuming this is Iwanako's letter, you know? Yep. Well, this is gonna be sad. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she'd write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and let me practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to this series of visits that were probably painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I opened the envelope and drew out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year, so we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third year seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they're so far away. The teachers are badgering about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think that we're already seniors, isn't it? Time really has flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt like there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I have had quite enough of this. I crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me. Except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, I've got other things in my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now, about that homework. Damn. God damn, okay. That... I don't know if the letter's different from how it was before, but Hisao definitely didn't read the end of it. Whoa. Okay, I honestly kind of wasn't expecting that. I mean, good for him. He's basically moved on. I'm happy for him. So, what's the plan for today anyway? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Rin's rooms. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense, as I have no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise. Picnic! A picnic? That's what I said! Sounds pretty exciting. I know, right? Rin chooses this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. Actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, you sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't even know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Rin's room into the hallway looking shocked that I even suggest canceling our plans. Of course! What, the threat of rain supposed to stop me? Can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or at the least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Rin wanders down to the hallway, looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go? I'm ready! Rin nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket in Emmy's room. You should carry it. Emmy claps her hands to her mouth, embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Rin. Is it weird that my hands start to kind of hurt from holding it over my mouse? Oh, that's weird. Emmy darts into her room and emerges with what looks like a very well-stocked picnic basket. A picnic basket. As she hands it over to me, I note that it feels heavy enough to be one too. Good lord, how much food did she pack? More to the point, where'd she get the money for all of this? So, are we set to head out? Yep! Rin gives another nod, and we head out of the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gone in the 10 minutes I was inside. Still, Emmy doesn't seem concerned by such petty concerns as the color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me, where are we going? This brings Emmy up short and she shoots me an embarrassed look. You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Hisao? Well, there's a spot where we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. There's a park in town near the art shop. Great idea, Rin! Totally forgot all about that place. Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely. Good enough for me. I prefer knowing for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. The three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. This basket's a bit heavy. I hope the park's close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops. You wanna go in, Rin? Rin shrugs. Nothing I need. Are you sure? There's the slightest flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this at least I'm pretty sure. Nice of you to offer. Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. But Hisao wouldn't have minded anyway, right? Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis. Emmy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park which you suddenly arrived. Oh, I remember this place. Yeah, it was the place where Akira gave me context. I ran into here that one time, didn't I, Rin? Rin's eyebrows raised slightly. Maybe.
I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other. Memory's a tricky thing, you know?
Well, I'll be. You made it in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. Aww. This is cute. We find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gratefully. Hold on, I think I pressed the H key. Yeah, if I press H, you can get the full picture. That's really cute. We find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gratefully. There's a surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we're supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something. I'm starving! Dig in! She attacks the food as if she had nothing to eat for years. I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. Look at Emmy's face! Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Emmy glares at the sky, as if that alone will hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare. And it better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? Stop that raining right at this instant. The Sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in distaste at this turn of events. Regrettable. What do you mean? Rin shrugs. I could paint this if it weren't out here. Shame to miss it is all. She doesn't seem she doesn't seem angry or annoyed by it. Just a little disappointed. Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment. Guess we should have stopped in the art supply store after all, huh? The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I'd brought my umbrella. You know, I know a little, cafe near here that we'll stop by. Hey, we should probably head inside to keep dry. We're already pretty wet, Hisao. Yeah, but we can dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her wants to stay out in the rain, just to spite the weather. Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do. I suppose you're right. Where can we go? I don't have an answer for her. The area's still pretty new to me. There's a cafe/restaurant we can go to pretty close to here. Though I guess I am slowly getting used to the school itself, the surrounding town remains a mystery. A mystery? All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we've just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph. That's it! There's a tea shop nearby. We can hang some tea and dry out. We can have some tea and dry out, no problem. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Great! You know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident. Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right? Adventure, huh? Well, I suppose we could use a little adventure. I think as long as we get out of the rain, I'll be happy. The picnic basket is a little lighter now, at least. Lead on! Rin and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with something approaching confidence. Now, a left here. There! The Shanghai! Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. It seems fairly crowded inside. A symptom of the sudden rain, I'm sure. Ah, we're back inside the Shanghai. I wonder if we'll get an opportunity to come here in every route. Welcome! Can I... I'm surprised to find that our waitress is none other than Yuko. She sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? I guess that must be it. Oh, it's you! Yuko seems to know Emmy. Does everybody know Yuko? Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered. Hey, Yuko! Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here too. Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here. We met at your other job, at the Yamaku Library, remember? Her eyes widen in memory. Yeah, that's it! I forgot my Yuko voice, actually. Yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered a customer's face. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Yuka goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows. I narrowly avoided getting headbutted in the process. Whoa, hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little. Do you really think so? Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy's been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement. Yep, it sure is. Well, okay.
So Yuko, got room to seat us? Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some small towels before taking our order. What will you have? Cake! And some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me! Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Rin. And for you? I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet. Sorry? The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko is obviously uncertain what to think about this. She feels with her hand and stationery for a moment, like she's about to cry, before turning in my direction. And, you, sir? Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake. Aw, come on, Isao. You may be the only one with food. I feel like a pig. Just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all. Well, today's your day off. You can eat healthy tomorrow. Well then, I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind. What kind? I glance at Emmy and grin. I know what he's about to say. Surprise me. Yuko sighs and nods. Very well. Your order will be out soon. Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly. Thanks, Yuko! Yuko nods in appreciation. This is a different guy. Oh! This is a different guy than usual, isn't it? What? Different guy. Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed. What? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend, Hisao. We've met. Huh. Small world. Well, let me know if you need anything. With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Ahem. Just as the musician Big Time Rush, not the musician, just like the band Big Time Rush said once, I don't care at all what you've done before. All I really want is to be your boyfriend. Ahem. I repeat those words today because it's exactly how I feel. Different guy, huh? I guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. Ah, it's probably that kid from the track team. The one that I gave the doofus voice to? This is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So, who's this other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else. It's just a track team captain. He likes to meet down here after practice sometimes. So if you have anything to discuss, I tag along. Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Oh, I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it! Rin watches our play, seeming mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Yeah, anyway. What? Huh? Rin jerks back from wherever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What'd you just say? Huh. No, before that. No idea. Oh, well, okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Also, what she just said, I'm guessing it had something to do with Emmy and Hisao sitting in a tree, maybe? Kissing? I'm saying, Rin definitely ships Emmy and Hisao. That's a guess for me. She ships them. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good. Emmy seems to think so too, as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit. Thief! Pirate! There's a difference. We're not on water. Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries. Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to add, seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop her from appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry and pretty good. The rain's let up. It would appear that Rin is correct. Good timing too. I finished my food and it looks like Emmy has as well. Well, better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly. So, do you want to return to the park? My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's probably gonna rain again.
In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops. You may be right. Well, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time, but show me a picnic now, got it? I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or the both of us. Fine. Now hurry up! I want to get some laps into the track, and it would be nice to do without the rain. I thought this was your day off. Well, Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself. I need to practice. I need to burn off that cake anyway. Why do you get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake. No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it. She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Okay. Keep quiet or offer to run with Emmy. Well, okay. Because she hasn't, she's left it out on purpose, yeah? But maybe she wants me to ask to run with her. Maybe she's trying to bait that. No, I mean, if I just offer to run with her, it won't do anything. If she says no, then she says no. Easy. Hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head emphatically. No, you won't, Hisao. Rest is critical for you, remember? I won't allow you to push yourself too hard. I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. I think it's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly. Aw, man! Stupid rain! Hey, it'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused. Like, I'm not gonna run in the rain! Well, you shouldn't. You would catch a cold. I don't want you to catch a cold. Because you're pretty hot. What's the sound? The that one, whatever. Emmy waves her hand airily. Ridiculous! I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that. I can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof. Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket for me and shoots the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn, it's, wet out here. I need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. I'm soon in front of my door, but I am intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji, who appears to be carrying a stack of books. Ahem, let me drink a bit of water to prepare for the Kenji voice. Oh god, I'm out of water. Hey man, give me a hand, would ya? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I had to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. The perfect opportunity to set up an ambush. Maybe just plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll beck a nail or something that stab me. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain comfortably in the dark. Anyway, where you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these back from the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Rin. Ah! Kenji staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog. If he had a dog, maybe he does, I'm not sure. The limbless ladies again. What'd you do this time? Well, we wound up to Shanghai. I'm prevented from continuing my sudden exclamation of despair. Ah! The Shanghai! Why the Shanghai? No, man. You can't just go to the damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of the best agents. I know. I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security. And then BAM! He hits his door for emphasis. Wallet's gone. Bus pass gone. Identity fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again. You seem so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you that I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my respectable companion. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it. Yeah, well, I need to get changed and, do homework. So, see you later. Huh? Oh, sure, whatever. I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You'd better take these. I catch a glimpse of one of the titles, something about cryptography. What a weirdo. Yeah, that's putting it lightly. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seemed so adamant about doing the run alone. I can't help but wonder if her leg's still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute, but there was something else there too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. Guess who's falling in love? It's a sow. Alright. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, because this video is very long, that is all the time I have to record today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Katawa Shoujo. Uh, I'm starting to really like Emmy. I mean, it's not that I didn't like her before, but I'm getting to like her a lot more now. She's really cute. And also, I'm happy that I'm spending more time with Rin as well. God, so many good moments this episode, honestly. The picnic, the hug, the track race thing, the track meet race. That was awesome. This video, I'm not this video, but like everything that happened in this video was really good. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope we don't get to any really bad moments or moments that are really sad later. I really hope we don't get into any like really sad moments. But come on, it's basically inevitable. But for now, we can enjoy this happiness. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Katawa Shoujo, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Emmy and maybe Rin. Peace!